Cancelled.
Schweezy.
All right, let's get into previous week right now. For those of you who don't know what previous week right now is the news of the previous week that I go over right now. A lot of it are online articles, and I know a lot of people go over online articles and just like read the titles and are like, I got the gist of that. And sometimes it's a very crazy and you're just like, can't believe this, but you don't actually read the article. But we're here. This is an education podcast. This podcast is for educational purposes, and I am here to help you in reading articles. I'm here to read it for you, because I know a lot of you who listen to this show don't know how to read, and that's why you listen to podcasts. And I am not shaming you. As you're going to tell, I'm going to read, and you probably are going to notice that I might not be very good about that.
That's rough, buddy.
So, don't at me on that.
Pretty bold of you little fucks to assume that I'm not God.
So, let's just get into it. First article is from CNN, and that basically local news for me. I'm in Nashville. For those of you who didn't know, I live in Nashville, Tennessee. Because I do music. That's why I live in Nashville, Tennessee. That's the main reason why. I'm not one of those guys. I just wanted to move to a hip city like Portland. Now, I just live here for work-related things. Starting here. So this is local news for me. Demonstrators gather outside Nashville hat store that offered not vaccinated Yellow Star of David badges. This is straight from CNN.
That's rough, buddy.
And I think, more importantly, before I start going into this...
Congratulations, you played yourself.
To hatWRKS. The owner of a Nashville hat store is being accused of anti-Semitism after announcing the sale of Yellow Star David badges similar to the ones Nazis forced Jews to wear during the Holocaust that read, not vaccinated. Nashville's hatWRKS posted a photo Friday on Instagram announcing the sale of Star of David patch that reads, not vaccinated, according to CNN affiliates WZTV and WSMV. The post has since been removed. The caption on the post read, patches are here, they turned out great, $5 each, strong adhesive back. We'll be offering trucker caps soon. CNN has made several attempts to reach the store owner, Gigi Gaskin, but has not heard back. An apology was issued Sunday on the store's Instagram. In no way did I intend to trivialize the Star of David or disrespect what happened to millions of people. That is not who I am and what it stands for, read the apology. My intent was not to exploit or make a profit. My hope was to share my genuine concern and fear and to do all that I can to make sure that nothing like that ever happens again. I sincerely apologize for any insensitivity. Jewish people in Europe were legally forced to wear badges as far back as the 13th century. According to the Holocaust Memorial Center, the Nazis resurrected this practice, which facilitated the Jews' separation from society and subsequent ghettoization, which ultimately led to the deportation and murder of 6 million Jews. The center's website says, after the post was removed, from another hatWRKS post from Friday said, people are so outraged by my post, but are you outraged with the tyranny the world is experiencing? If you don't understand what is happening, that is on you, not me. Western apparel maker Stetson announced Saturday evening it was cutting ties with the store and at least 3 other hat makers. English hat brand Kangol, Tula Hats, and Gurin Bros have done the same. As a result of the offensive content and opinions shared by hatWRKS in Nashville, Stetson and our distribution partners will cease the sale of Stetson products, Stetson said on Twitter. Stetson announced its decision after tweeting it was investigating complaints. Along with our distribution partners, Stetson condemns anti-Semitism and discrimination of any kind, the company said. Kangol and it said it gave Gaskins the chance to change. However, her further post indicated to us that she is not sincere in her apology, nor has she removed offensive posts from her feed. Kangol said on Instagram, we are permanently terminating hatWRKS Nashville as a customer of our brand effective immediately. The company said that while it respects freedom of speech, the use of the Star of David by our customers as a statement against vaccination was not just insensitive, but disrespectful and wrong. Gurin Brothers is horrified by the display and selling of the Jewish badge by hatWRKS. The company's Ben Gurin said on Instagram to make a mockery of the Holocaust in any form is unacceptable and completely insensitive. Gurin said, we are looking at all options to fix and address the unfortunate circumstance. Tula Hats posted that it has asked to be removed from their website as a supplier, saying on Facebook, Tula does not condone anti-Semitism or discrimination of any kind. The website for hatWRKS showed dozens of styles of Stetson hats for sale Monday and many listed at more than $200. There were also also hats available on the site. Monday by Kangol, Tula Hats, and Grin Bros. Okay. So this is local news for me. So I obviously saw this through friends, and obviously I do this show, so I have to talk about it. So here's a thought I've had, because I've had a lot of time to actually digest this. I didn't read the article until now, so calm your tits. You're like, he's a poser. What I will say, here's the thought I have. I might just try to survey this from a lot of people, just try it for my own educational purpose. When I went to school in bumfuck Missouri, like middle of nowhere, Missouri. So just we're, very red area. The county is fourth place for most meth in Missouri, which, if you didn't know, Missouri, not Meth-Missouri, Missouri is probably the meth capital, and I think Tennessee's a good second. So I just live places where meth is popular. So what the type, basically.
This is the type of guy you get.
So we know who lives in this area. What I will say, though, is my education, I'll say my high school, middle school education probably was garbage, as if you listen to this show. But in regards to that, though, I understand how bad the Holocaust was. I understand how bad blackface is. And I bring up blackface. It's going to make sense when I bring this up. I understand that those are wrong. However, if I feel... First, let's just go with blackface first. I feel that with blackface, every Halloween, we hear about a new person learning that blackface is wrong. And I don't get it. I feel like trying to dress up as another race, we should know that is wrong. Because sometimes it's making fun of a race, and you're demeaning a race, saying they're not a superior race. So we should know that. We should know that by now. And in high school, I took American history, and I think we did like a world history class too. And you learn about the Holocaust. You learn about it now, like how deep into details I went into on the Holocaust in my school. Well, I do know that there was a girl, her family likes to travel, and so she somehow was able to just like miss 2 weeks of school to go travel with her family, which somehow she got away with it. So the end justifies the memes, I guess. I don't know how to respond to that. She was just able to take 2 weeks off of school and be like, well, my family's going on vacation. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how that works out, but okay. Anyways, but she actually went to like Auschwitz, I think. She actually like toured Auschwitz, which, there's like a historical point, but I don't know if I want to tour Auschwitz, okay? First, so apparently you can tour Auschwitz, but if I was asked, hey man, do you want to go to a place where 6 million, like a ton of Jews died? I don't think they all died at Auschwitz, okay? I know that, at least. But yeah, first of all, I'd say no. But she actually went, and she toured it. She talked about like what she saw, like claw marks on the fucking shower doors. Fucking messed up stuff. And like she was talking about that, and they were like, yeah. And so basically, they suggest anyone after you view Auschwitz, because how fucking bummed out you are, that you go get like ice cream or something and try to cheer yourself up, because that shit will stick with you. Now, I say all this in regards to, were people just not properly educated on the Holocaust? Because I know there's Holocaust deniers, and the reason why they're deniers is because they fucking hate Jews. We all know that's the reason why they deny the Holocaust. It's because they hate Jews. So that's basically that. But people comparing their, it's definitely just white people. It's a white people thing. Comparing your struggles as a white person to 1940s Germany is very, very off. I don't know how you compare. It's just, I think that is white privilege. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about white privilege because I am white. And I do have the white privilege. Now, I'm saying white privilege to have is pretty great, and I would love to start a campaign for white privilege for all, but that sounds like I'm high when I say that. So apparently I'm not supposed to say that anymore. But what is everyone's education on Holocaust, Auschwitz? Like, you know, just this it's definitely white privilege, because like you're never going to understand the struggle of Germany in the 1940s, being Jewish in the 1940s. You're never going to understand that struggle. Being white and American, you're never going to fully understand what it's like to be a black man in America. You're never going to know what it's like to be a black man getting pulled over by the police. As a white person, you're never going to understand that. And the fact that you want to consider your idea of like being persecuted as like people aren't going to let you go to their business if you're not vaccinated. And by the way, a lot of people have been vaccinated now. And if there was some crazy side effect, we would know. I've been vaccinated, and I'll be the first one to say something's fucking weird in regards to the COVID vaccine. So just it's 250 years of research, all stunted by some dumbass named Gigi. And so people, if you don't know a lot about the Holocaust, which apparently people don't know a lot about the Holocaust, it's very important you understand that. I think it's not just like a history lesson. It's a decent human being lesson that your parents have to have failed at. And if you had shitty parents, that's on them. But if you had decent parents and you don't know about the Holocaust, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You might just be fucking stupid, okay? You should have paid attention in your fucking high school history class. And I don't know, maybe there's probably just Google Holocaust documentaries on Netflix, because I know everyone has Netflix. I don't think they're on Disney Plus. That'd be weird if they're on Disney Plus, I'm going to be honest. Just HBO Max might have them, so just do that, folks, okay? I'm not here to teach you about the Holocaust, okay? That's all I'm going to say on that. Next up, we're going to go a completely left turn here on this next one from TMZ. The title's in all caps for some reason, which I don't know why. I didn't do that. I just copied and pasted. So from TMZ, parents angry first graders taught masturbation.
Congratulations.
Oh, man, that's good. Oh, man. I'd love to be a fly on that wall. Some parents from a ritzy New York City private school are fuming mad after learning first graders were learning about masturbation and also told their parents and grandparents should not touch them without their consent. A teacher at the Stoughton School reportedly showed students a video from the cartoon series Amaze. A little boy in the video asked about erections. Hey, how come sometimes my penis gets big? Sometimes and points in the air, the boy adds. Sometimes I touch my penis because it feels good. Then a little girl chimes in. Sometimes when I'm in my bath or when my mom puts me into bed, I like to touch my vulva too. Did they say vulva? Did a kid say vulva? Oh, yeah, this is a script. Sometimes I touch my vulva. I'm like, how do you know that word? I know a lot of men probably don't even know what the word vulva is. And they're adults. Some parents were bent out of shape over this. According to the New York Post, but the real anger was triggered over consent. The students reportedly are taught not to let their parents or grandparents touch them without asking for permission first. A mother told the Post, I'm paying $50,000 to these a-holes, and it says a-holes, I'm not censoring myself, paying $50,000 to these a-holes to tell my kids not to let her grandfather hug her when he sees her. Another mother groused if she fought back, she'd get canceled. A school spokesperson said, as part of Dalton's comprehensive health curriculum for students, a lesson on gender and bodies included 2 evidence-based and age-appropriate videos approved for students 4 years and older. These videos aligned with nationally recognized methodologies and standards. We constantly, I can't believe I just fucking hit my mic. We consistently review our health curriculum, making sure that the content is developmentally appropriate, and if necessary, we adapt our curriculum accordingly. So, a lot of thoughts I have here. Should we be teaching kids how to masturbate in the first grade? Is that the time? Because I don't think I really got the masturbation thing. Some people find out really young. They're like, don't do that. And they're like orgasming air or whatever. I think I was had to be like 5th, 6th grade. When like your penis gets erect and you look at porn, start touching. I'm like, this is really cool. This is some cool shit right here. And then I was at church and like, don't do that. I'm like, oh man, it just happens. First off, no kid knows the word vulva. I touch my vulva. That's my private parts. Maybe shit like that. Some parents, some parents were bent out of shape over this. I went to TMZ, had a fucking field day with that shit. But, obviously the masturbation was the target to get us in. But I think the real meaning of this is, I think don't let someone touch you without permission. Which I think it's good and bad. I don't know if they missed the mark. I wasn't in the lesson, so I can't really talk therefore about what the hell is going on there. But what I could say in regards to this, I think they're trying to make sure kids aren't getting molested. I think that's the main goal of this, to not let the kids get molested. But I think there's a way, because I think there's something like, don't force your children to hug relatives if that makes them uncomfortable. There's a way to do that. You don't like, may I have permission to hug you? Like, you don't have to say it like that. Like, hey buddy, can I have a hug? And then they'll give you a hug if they want to. And if they don't want to, they're like, all right, fine. It's up to you. I think that's maybe, in regards to like hugging, I think that's regards to that. But I think the lesson they're trying to go to is to, hey kids, don't let someone diddle with your dick if you don't want them to. Make sure they get permission before they do that. And if it's an adult, just probably say no. I would also include that. So I think that could really help them from getting molested. Like someone tries to grab their penis. I didn't give you permission to touch my penis. And I think that's the lesson that they wanted kids to learn. So to the lady who is mad that she's paying $50,000 a year so her child does not get molested, I think $50,000 is a great way. I bet there was a lot of parents whose children have been molested. They had to find out about it, and they feel like shit because they wish that it didn't happen to them. I bet you anything they would pay $50,000 to make sure their kid doesn't get molested, and you should too. So, great title, really hooked me. TMZ, thank you for that. I don't know if kids will understand how to masturbate properly in the first grade. In the first grade, I was doing stupid shit. But I'm still doing stupid shit right now, and I am 27. So I don't know if I'm the best example, but therefore we will continue to move on with that. Here we go. We got some music news. I know everyone likes me going over music, and so I got some music news. But however, this isn't just any music news. This is a Garth Brooks update.
I like that.
But more importantly,
And I really like that.
so let's get into it. This is from USA Today. Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood reveals secret to making marriage last. I gotta say it like Garth. I gotta do my Garth impression. Treat it like a duet. Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood have been married for over 15 years, and now they're sharing their secret to happy long-term relationship. While guest hosting the Ellen DeGeneres Show on Friday, the country music power couple took fans' questions on love, with one audience member inquiring, what is the key to a long-lasting marriage? Brooks stepped up to offer advice with a music analogy. Thank God. I think you just gotta treat it like a duet. Brooks said, you gotta harmonize. You gotta make your partner feel like they're a star. And if not, you're gonna turn into a solo act pretty damn quick. If you know what I mean, we're talking about lone fiddler, bass solo. Yearwood agreed and offered her own creative advice to another audience member who complained her boyfriend's loud video games keep her up at night. Every significant other has at least one annoying habit, even if you are in the perfect relationship, and you have to find a creative way to deal with it. Yearwood said, adding that Brooks has a whistling habit that drives me crazy. He actually told me to stop telling him not to whistle because it takes away his joy, she added. But after about 3 or 4 hours of whistling the same song over and over again, I do this thing where I change the tune. So I'll start singing something else to get him off track. In February, Brooks released a statement revealing Yearwood was under the greatest care at home after contracting COVID-19. He said at the time that he tested negative for the disease. Both Brooks and Yearwood have since shared they've been vaccinated. Near the beginning of the pandemic, Yearwood and Brooks attempted to keep fans entertained with a virtual concert on Facebook Live. Fans were so eager to tune in that the Overload site crashed repeatedly. Throughout the performance, the stuck-at-home casual husband and wife team performed an emotional, soulful inside Studio G concert for fans watching from their own homes. We're all in this together, Brooks said after tearfully watching Yearwood singing a resonant Amazing Grace during the broadcast. Now, I'm glad we got an update on how they keep their marriage together. We've been getting a lot of updates on how they get their marriage together.
And I really like that.
And I think they deserve to be happy. But I like how they use the music and not treat it like a duet. But like most couples are not musicians. So they may not know how duets work. And so maybe that's a problem. But I like the analogy coming from my end. Who knows what a duet is? So it looks like Garth and Trisha are working well together. So there's more secrets unveiled on what's going on with them. So we're inside the mind of a killer. We're going further and further than God has ever thought we could go before. And yeah, that's all we can really say. That's all we can say. Let's move on to our final article from page 6, our lovely friends over at page 6, bringing us the top quality content that I believe the world needs, and is the only important news. If you actually, I'll tell you this, if you just want to get your news from one website, page 6 is the news source. I'm telling you, folks, and here's why. Here's the article. Ed Sheeran's daughter cries when she hears his music. You know, I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't kept up with Ed Sheeran very well, but I didn't know he had a daughter. I knew he was engaged. I didn't know he had a daughter, so that's cool. Ed Sheeran doesn't have a number one fan in his own daughter.
That's rough, buddy.
Now I'll sing my new songs to my daughter, who's not my biggest fan. Sheeran revealed in an interview on BBC Radio 1 on Friday, she just cries. Unfortunately for the British crooner, his 8-month-old daughter, Lyra Antarctica, often starts crying when she hears his music, but Sheeran added there is at least one song she liked. She really likes Shape of You, he shared. The marimba sound is good, but she doesn't like anything loud or anything belty. The 30-year-old hit singer and his wife, Cherry Seaborn, welcomed Lyra Antarctica. In September 2020, Sheeran made the exciting announcement on Instagram. Hello, a quick message from me, and I have some personal news that I wanted to share with you. Last week, with the help of an amazing delivery team, Cherry gave birth to a beautiful and healthy daughter. He wrote as the caption to a photo of a pair of blue and gray baby socks. Sheeran also used the caption to confirm that both his 29-year-old wife and their newborn were doing amazing after birth. We are on cloud 9 over here. He wrote, this is like the worst British impression I've ever heard. Though the proud father has yet to share any personal photos of his daughter on social media, the family of 3 were spotted together in the rain back in March. Lyra Antarctica was kept safely covered up from inside her stroller with just her 2 little feet waving hello. Sheeran kept his girls covered by holding a large umbrella both over them. Great. I'm glad for him. So, if y'all want to talk about my favorite, Ed Sheeran's first album plus fantastic album, just perfect album. Then he did Divide. No, not Divide. Multiply. That one was really good, but there's like a fame element to people sometimes. When you get too famous, like in your, like a songwriter, like your songwriting just starts to suck the more famous you get. There's like a struggle, and like with Plus, there was like a struggle with Ed Sheeran that was just great. And then he released The Divide, where he's just like a famous songwriter, and Shape of You and a bunch of other stuff, which I like the album too much, but there's just, I think some magic of Ed Sheeran is going away in regards to that. I still think he's a great artist and everything, so, I'm not bragging to him, but I don't know with his songwriting If this is just a songwriting thing, just I like people when they're struggling and have something sad in their life, and then they write about it. That's
This is the type of guy you get.
so with that. Anyways, with Shape of You, it's really funny because I think I saw something. It's like I don't want. Sometimes I'm worried that I'll play Ed Sheeran in my car, and then I'll die in a car crash, and then they see that I died, and the last thing I was listening to is Ed Sheeran, and then at my funeral they play Shape of You. I think that would be really funny. I'll be like, oh, god damn it, they're playing fucking Shape of You at my wedding. But no, I do think it's funny, just like his daughter does not like his own music, which, like, I don't know, I feel like Dave Grohl's kids probably don't like Foo Fighters. I can't imagine, like, if your dad's in the band, like, you like your dad's music. It's just a weird thing. It's like, he's just your dad. He's no one else but your dad. But I'm happy for them to have a baby together. Paparazzi are probably trying to get a picture of the baby. Just leave them alone. Let them post photos of their baby. I think that's the best thing to do, because it's like, you don't want to just be posting your child all over the internet, but when you're taking, like, I think, there's some people that are like, I don't want to put photos of my child on social media. Fine, I'm fine with that. And there's some people who overshare, which is not fine. I think not over that. I like people when, like, add photos, like, like very nice photos that one day, you look back, see your kid posting that. Your kid will be fine with it. It's like, oh, look at that photo of me. It's like, good. Just natural photo like that. But, so, Ed, I know you're playing the new stuff for your child. Have you played the first album? She might like the first album. And also, I don't want to hear your child's middle name ever again. First of all, first name's fine. Second, middle name is weird. And, but nevertheless, you persisted. So thank you. Thank you, one and all, I guess. There, Schwokelord, you just finished a full clip from the show. I hope you liked it, and I hope your brain cells don't hurt. If you want to check out more, we got more links here. We got full episodes, more clips, and the best of everything. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe, and like this video if you enjoyed it.